be to warm these lonely nights. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say I love you. I love you, baby. And if it's quite alright, I need to
Hello, Stanford Pediatrics. We are delighted to welcome you. This is a very special event tonight, and we are thrilled to be welcoming and graduating a group of talented graduates tonight. So let's get our energy up and let's try that again. Hello, Stanford Pediatrics. Welcome to the Stanford Pediatrics Residency Graduation Class of 2024. It is my pleasure to welcome you. My name is Carrie Rosbach, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Pediatrics Residency Program Director here at Stanford. This is a very special time for us to gather and celebrate our graduates who have worked hard over the last several years to grow and develop expertise in pediatrics so that they can care for children and advance the field of pediatrics more broadly. Now, it's times like these where we can reflect on our purpose. It is the children of today and tomorrow who are the reason that we are here. As the president of the Association of Pediatric Program Directors, Dr. Pat Poitevin, recently said, caring for children is a privilege. Teaching people to care for children is an honor. And truly teaching this group of fine doctors to care for children has been one of our greatest honors as our residency leadership team. We are grateful for all of our graduating residents, as well as residents from other classes who can gather together for this special celebration. And we are grateful for the many family members who we have here joining us tonight. If you are a family member of a graduate, will you please stand up so we can welcome you? It is so exciting to have so many wonderful family members here, and truly you all have supported the graduates of our program tonight. I would also like to recognize our incredible coordinator team, specifically our Associate Director of Residency Education, Carrie Johnson. We're going to ask our four coordinators to please stand. Michelle is already standing. Michelle Brooks, Kat Jackman, and Carrie McGuire. You four are simply the best administrative team, and you lead with innovation, compassion, adaptability, and dedication. You make sure residents have everything they need to learn and grow, and faculty have all the resources and support they need, and that we are making continuous improvements to our processes. You mentor countless other coordinators around Stanford and the nation, and you support our residents personally and professionally, and we thank you for all that you do each and every day. I'd also like to thank our Office of Pediatric Education. Out in the hallway, we've got Allison Guerin and Serena Tom, who helped us plan this special event. In addition to our very own Michelle Brooks. We would also like to extend a warm thanks to all of the other residents, fellows, faculty, and staff who are covering our hospitals tonight so that all of our graduates can be here. It takes a village to train such outstanding pediatric residents, and we'd like to thank our incredible faculty at Stanford, Santa Clara Valley Medical Center, our continuity clinic preceptors, Valley Children's Hospital, and all of our colleagues there for teaching, mentoring, supporting, and modeling outstanding patient care for our residents. We also want to give a special thanks to our rotation directors and rotation liaisons who put so much time and effort into developing an outstanding curriculum for our residents, providing the highest quality education for them. Special thanks to our coaches and scholarly concentration directors, several of whom are here tonight, for all that they do to mentor and develop our residents. We also want to thank the leaders of our combined residency programs, child neurology, pediatrics anesthesiology, pediatrics genetics, and triple board for all that they do and their wonderful partnership. And now I'd like to ask our associate program directors and scholarly concentration directors, coaching directors, and quality improvement director to stand so we can recognize you. This is an amazing residency leadership team who does so much to ensure the highest quality education for our residents. So I'd specifically like to call out Sarah Hilgenberg, Kevin Koh, Jeff Hart-Cooper, Lahia Yamane, Kim Huang, Sarah Kibram, Lindsay Rasmussen, Clea Sarnquist, Rasika Bell, Becky Blankenberg, Kim Huang, and Lauren Destino. I would also like to thank our departmental leadership, specifically Becky Blankenberg, our Associate Chair for Education and Assistant Dean for Graduate Medical Education, and Mary Leonard, our Chair of Pediatrics, for their remarkable leadership and advocacy for education in the department and across all of pediatrics. This residency program could not be what it is without the strong leadership from the department. Thank you, Becky and Mary. Now I'd like to invite Mary Leonard, our Chair of Pediatrics, and the Arlene and Peter Harmon Professor of Pediatrics, Epidemiology, and Population Health, also an invaluable mentor to me, to say a few words to our graduating residents.
Thank you, everybody. This is such a wonderful event, and I have to say, every year when the family members stand up, it really gets to me. I really feel it. I'm just so proud and so happy for all of you. So as a pediatric nephrologist, I have the pleasure of working with so many of you, and I'm just endlessly impressed by your talent and your dedication and your skill and your compassion, and I learn from every single one of you every time I have the pleasure of working with you. As your department chair, I really bask in the glow of the extraordinary accomplishments of this residency. My fellow department chairs at all the national meetings, they absolutely know that this residency is unparalleled in terms of accomplishments in clinical care, research, education, and advocacy. And we just have such a debt of gratitude to our scholarly concentration leaders, and I know that they think that working with all of you is some of the very best part of their work. I'll just say, looking at some of the accomplishments nationally and the work that's been going on with this residency group, you had 36 scholarly presentations at national meetings such as the Academic Pediatric Association, the Association of Pediatric Program Directors, and the Pediatric Academic Society meeting. You had dozens of pediatric resident travel grants and research grants. You had, many of you were recipients of pediatric research awards at our department retreat just a couple months ago, and it was so fun to hear the presentations and attend the posters. Nationally, you are absolutely already distinguishing yourself as leaders. You're members of the Academic Pediatric Association New Century Scholars Mentoring Program, the Association of Medical School Pediatric Department Chairs Frontiers in Science Program, the Association of Pediatric Program Directors Advancing Inclusiveness in Medical Education Scholars, the Western Society of Pediatric Research Awards, a service as a Journal of Pediatrics editorial board, recipients of NIH funding. I decided not to list the names for all of those because Carrie really only gave me a few minutes, but I really wanted you to understand the depth and the breadth. The other thing is it's that time of year where people are getting awards across the School of Medicine, and the Department of Pediatrics always has a spectacular showing. But this year, our residents received the Kelly Skeff Professionalism Award, the Arnold P. Gold Humanism Award, the GME Diversity Miguel Miller Award. So it's just such a wonderful demonstration of all of the incredible talent and dedication among this group. And with that, I want to turn to Carrie, because Carrie is just an extraordinary leader, has really burst on the scene nationally as an incredible thought leader and thought partner, and she's also incredibly skilled when she has to give a presentation to the Chief Executive Officer of the hospital on issues related to the residency, so she really covers the gamut. Carrie has served as residency program director since 2019, and her exemplary work touches all elements of our mission in clinical care, research, education, and advocacy. So we all know how wonderful the coaching program is. I hope you all know that Carrie co-developed the Pediatric Residency Coaching Program. It was the first longitudinal coaching program in GME in the US, and it's quite extraordinary to read the papers she published in this, because this is a randomized controlled trial, a multi-site randomized controlled trial. She's published on the impact on residents' professional identity formation, perceptions of communication, attitudes, and confidence. Carrie is also an incredible thought leader in advancing diversity and has been for many years. So I'm sure you're all very familiar with the SCORE program. She meets individually with each mentee. She ensures that each mentee has a UIM faculty mentor and resident mentor. She invites them to her home. And then she continually is sponsoring our own residents for national mentoring programs such as the New Century Scholars, the Advancing Inclusiveness in Medical Education Scholars, and Frontiers in Science. So the diversity in this residency is just a model for really all of Stanford medicine, and so much of that is because of Carrie's leadership. She also is playing a very important role nationally in enhancing our physician scientist track, and is engaged in the National Pediatrician Scientist Collaborative Work Group. Just this last year, she helped establish the triple board program in psychiatry. She has shepherded us through the ACGME program requirement changes with such a steady hand in terms of just absolutely meeting the needs of all our learners and meeting the needs of our patients, and very skillfully communicating all of that to the hospital. And she also mentored a 4-site study on the learning environment that won the Ray E. Helfer Trainee Award in Innovations in Medical Education. Her work, her scholarship is extraordinary. She's a very impressive list of publications. And then the last thing I want to say is how grateful I and the hospital are for her partnership working with Michelle and the whole team. They brought over $5 million in federal grants in just over the last 5 years from CalMed Force, from Healthcare Access and Information, and the Songbrand Healthcare Workforce Training Program, as well as NIH Stimulating Access to Research and Residency Award. So Carrie, I think that scratches the surface of your skills and your many accomplishments, but we're so proud of you, and you've just been such an extraordinary role model for women and for so many people here in the School of Medicine. So congratulations. Let's all give a round of applause for Carrie. All right. Carrie, am I introducing Becky? I am. I'm introducing Becky. Okay. So Becky is the Associate Chair of Education. She moved into that role after being Residency Director. She reminded me I'm really just here to celebrate Carrie, but nice try, Becky. So Becky also is stunningly accomplished. She is national leader in GME. When all of the when all the pediatric department chairs came together a couple months ago to talk about changes in the ACGME guidelines, we brought Becky, because all the department chairs around the country really want to hear from Becky. This year, I want to congratulate her. She got an award at the university level, the Faculty Women Forum Outstanding Mentor Award, and many of the education leaders nominated her for that. And then she also, I think you all know, has served with just profound distinction through some turbulent times with changing in requirements and all of the emphasis on wellness, both as chairing the GME Wellness Committee, but as our Assistant Dean for GME. So I want to welcome Becky to the stage and thank her for her leadership.
Wow, what an extraordinary group here tonight. I'm really excited to see you all here. I do have to thank 2 extraordinary leaders, and I know you've heard all about Dr. Carrie Rosbach, your program director. What I will add to that is just her incredible care for all of you as residents, for the faculty, the staff, the med students, the fellows, but always with the residents at the first and foremost of how she's thinking. It's really, Carrie, what is remarkable to me is the late night phone calls, really thinking about so carefully how to best care for the residents, how to best support all of you in an ever dynamic, changing learning environment, the ways in which you always put them first, and really advocate really hard and lean into some really tough things. And so with that, I would just like to say thank you so much for your leadership.
And Mary Leonard, our chair, we could not be more lucky. We have the most incredible chair in the department, in the School of Medicine in the United States. I have seen her both nationally, I've seen her locally, I've seen her advocate so hard for residents, for all of you in the daily work that you do, in the ways that we teach, advocating for the appropriate resources, advocating for the next steps of what your careers will look like, and helping administration and others think creatively when there are new creative paths that you've come up with. Mary, you've just been an extraordinary leader, an extraordinary mentor and sponsor to so many of us, so thank you so much for your leadership. All right, graduates. Oh my goodness. I am so excited to join you tonight along with all of our residency leaders to really celebrate you, to celebrate these last 2, 3, 5, 20, 30, 40 years that you have been working towards these goals. You are extraordinary. I get to be a pediatric hospitalist, and Carrie quoted how incredible it is to care for patients, for children and families and communities, and it is truly such an honor to teach. And I think what I'd add to that is it's truly such an honor to learn from all of you. I was just on Blue Team and our general pediatric service, and one of the seniors did such a beautiful job sharing with a family member about what was going on with their child. And our intern said, wow, in 2 years, I hope I can do what you are doing. I hope that I am able to have those conversations in the way that you are. And I said, I hope in 2 years I will be able to just have that same conversation the way you did. You daily teach me. You teach me how to care for patients. You teach me how to look at situations differently. You have taught all of us how to think about education in new and innovative ways. You have really stretched the way and improved the way that we think about how we care and advocate and research and teach for children and for communities. And so for all of that, I just want to say an incredible thank you to our graduates tonight. But thank you first. And then I want to remind you, you are part of our family. Whatever comes next, all the new exciting adventures, all the learning opportunities, all the pathways and side pathways and ways in which you move next, you are part of our family, and we love you, and we are here for you always. And I can't tell you how much it means to us when we hear from alumni, when we get to hear about the new things you're doing, and we are here for you when there's those tough times as well. So we are here for you no matter what comes next in these really exciting next adventures you're taking. So thank you for all of these years of teaching us, and thank you for the next steps that you're going to take.
We have such an incredible and supportive department. I am incredibly grateful. Before we talk about our graduates, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the other residents in our program. Do we have any first-year residents here? There they are! We know many of our first-year residents are busy working tonight, helping take care of patients, but we want to thank all of you as our first-year resident class. You are incredible, and we are so grateful for you. You joined us with bright minds and open hearts to care for children, to learn pediatrics, to support one another, and we have seen all of these things this year. Some of the things you have learned so far, you have learned the gravity of your role as a physician. You have been trusted to care for children with a variety of medical needs. You have served as the primary provider for patients and families in the hospital and in your clinics. You have participated in advocacy, working to understand the needs of at-risk children in our community. You have provided compassionate care to children and their families and have taught families how to keep children well and to prevent disease. You have encouraged one another through difficult times, through grief and death, and through the journey that is the first year of residency. Thank you to our incredible first-year residents. Do we have any second year junior residents here? To our juniors, you have grown in leadership and experience this year. You have taken care of some of the sickest children in our hospital, including children with critical illness, prematurity, cancer, and heart disease. You have delivered patient and family-centered care. You have led challenging conversations with patients and families and delivered difficult news. You have connected with patients in authentic ways and walked with them during difficult times. You have started to lead teams of junior residents and medical students, bringing teaching points, sharing medical knowledge, and helping the team diagnose and manage patients effectively. You have developed scholarly projects to advance children's health. You have been family to one another for the last 2 years and continue to support one another through the highs and lows of residency. Thank you to our amazing junior residents. And at this time, I would like to recognize our graduating class. You have been our team leaders, mentors to other residents and students, and a pillar of strength for our program over the last year. Your class started in 2021, still heavy in the midst of COVID, and with a dampened medical school experience due to the pandemic. However, you did not let a global pandemic stop you from becoming truly exceptional, dedicated, and caring physicians. You transitioned quickly from times of low census and canceled clinics to a rapid increase in patient volume, both inpatient and outpatient, respiratory illnesses, mental health crises, deferred healthcare needs, patient surges, and overflowing teams. You developed expertise in managing CAPS, glittering, and flexing to adapt to the needs of patients and to one another. You have been the teaching seniors who have led our conferences, teaching medical students and residents. You have added teaching points on rounds and precepted junior learners in clinics. You have taught your peers, you have taught your patients, and you have taught our faculty and staff, and I have learned so much from you. You've been leaders who have modeled compassionate care, led difficult conversations, coordinated essential services, and advocated for high-quality care for all. Now, our graduates have contributed in a number of ways and made advances in pediatrics, and I'd like to highlight a few of those here. You've been integral to the flow and processes of our institutions and have led QI efforts to improve our systems, including by working to cohort patients for our pediatric hospital medicine service. You have worked to improve healthcare access, delivery, and equity, aiming to eliminate disparities for our patients. You have sought to understand community support systems for children who have experienced abuse and neglect, and the perceptions of state legislators about physician advocacy efforts. You have worked to empower parents as first-line healthcare providers and to improve access to pediatric integrative medicine for patients from underserved backgrounds. You have sought to understand barriers to accessing pediatric vision care and the impact of caregiver advocacy training for children with medical complexity. You have endeavored to understand parental perceptions of technology for diabetes management and factors contributing to resilience for patients with type 1 diabetes. You have sought to understand the needs of adolescents around opioid use disorder treatment, the perceptions of parents and educators around current school-based sexual education in California, and hospital-based programs to reduce pediatric violence. You have improved our educational systems by describing how underrepresented in medicine faculty benefit from mentoring residents and fellows in a novel DEI program, and understanding what deters some medical students from pursuing a career in pediatrics. You've helped describe caregiver perspectives of resident-led independent rounds and senior resident mentorship for early trainee goal development. You've sought to understand residents' experiences in leading family care conferences and developed a curriculum to improve admissions to the hospital. You've led a national study to understand pediatric cardiology fellows' burnout and stressors, and pediatric fellows' perspectives around emotional debriefing after patient deaths. You've sought to understand how a boot camp for child neurology residents improves preparedness for neurology, and to develop a peer mentoring program for incoming residents. On a global health front, you have worked to empower parents and caregivers of children with cancer in Peru, and have worked to improve pediatric care in Ecuador. You have sought to understand heart rate variability in infants with hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy undergoing therapeutic cooling, and correlations between living near oil and gas wells and risks of birth defects in the San Joaquin Valley. You have studied the genomic basis of child-onset asthma and evaluated the prevalence of autoantibodies in children after COVID-19 infection. You've worked to identify developmentally naive, pediatric-enriched regulatory T cell states and mined the human gut microproteome for modulators of inflammation. You have worked to understand the role of cell surface proteins in mitochondrial dysfunction in septic cardiomyopathy. Now that is a lot of amazing scholarship working to improve the health of children. Now we've talked about our graduating residents and how you take outstanding care of patients and families, how you care for one another, and how you work to advance scholarship for pediatric patients. On top of this, our graduating residents have very busy lives outside of residency as well. And we'd like to recognize the families that you all are supporting in our class, including 10 who have been added during this residency time. We love both taking care of babies and having babies in our community, so congratulations to all of our parents. To our graduating residents, you are truly outstanding. You are the finest, the brightest, the cream of the crop. As you embark on your next steps, may you always remember that you hold a very special place in our hearts here at Stanford Pediatrics. May you always remember that we care for you, that we are thankful for your compassionate care for patients, and that we value you as a core member of our Stanford Pediatrics family. Let's give one more round of applause for our graduates. Now at this time, we are going to transition to recognizing our award winners, and this is an annual celebration where we recognize residents, faculty, and rotations, as well as other special guests with awards that have been voted on by our residents. So each year, we recognize people in our community who have gone above and beyond in a way deserving of special recognition. We will start tonight by presenting our faculty award, which has been voted on by our residents. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Matt McDougall, one of our graduating residents, to introduce this award.
All right. Congratulations, everybody. I have the honor of presenting the Golden Apple Teaching Award this year. This award is given to a faculty member identified by us, the residents, who has been an exemplary teacher to all of us throughout the year. This physician who is receiving this award has demonstrated a commitment to resident education. She has become a new fixture at the Gardner Clinic and brought a new developmentally informed perspective to teaching primary care. She also introduced us and really truly immersed us in the care of newcomers to the United States. She always brings a smile, her Canadian accent, her Canadian candy to her teaching timeouts. We are all better at primary care and immigrant care, as well as advocacy, because of the educational experiences she provides. This year's Golden Apple Teaching Award goes to Dr. Shazeen Suleiman.
I'm not Shazeen.
Shazine was not able to be here tonight, but we understand she is watching on live stream. Congratulations, Shazine. And that was Dr. Lahia Yamane accepting on her behalf. So next, we have a resident-selected award to recognize an outstanding staff member, and I'd like to invite Dr. Crystal Suarez up to announce our next award.
I have the honor of presenting the Claire Fung Awards. This award is given to the person selected by the residents who has made our lives as residents better as a colleague on our multidisciplinary teams. The person who is receiving this award this year has demonstrated a commitment to ensuring that children and their families are truly heard and understood. We are grateful for his partnership in turning difficult moments in the hospital into opportunities for connection and understanding. We value his ability to support families by making sure that every thought and emotion is shared and acknowledged. The special relationships that he builds with children and families is an essential part of their healing and leaves a lasting impact. This year's Claire Fung Award goes to Santiago B.I. We are thankful for his service as a medical interpreter at our hospital.
We love you, Santi.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. May I take the podium a bit?
Oh, yes.
Wow. You got me on this one. You invited me 3 days ago, not telling me why. And every time I ask a resident, does this happen? Do you invite interpreters around? I got a nervous smile, but I get to have my Miranda Bailey moment here today. My babies, thank you so much for this award. Thank you so much for working so closely with interpreter services. It's truly an honor to work with you every day. I always tell people that you cannot find in any other place on earth the camaraderie of working in a hospital. And it's one of the most wonderful things that ever happened to me. So we'll keep on working. Monday, 8 a.m., we start rounds. Thank you so much, everybody. And if you allow me, just another second, because 7,000 miles away, my parents are watching this live stream. So I will switch to Spanish. Is there an interpreter in the audience? Mamá, papá, sé que me están escuchando allá desde Las Rosas, Santa Fe. El premio también es para ustedes. Muchas gracias. Un abrazo. Thank you so much.
So well deserved. We use our interpreters so many times every day and could not deliver the same patient care without them. So next, we're going to transition to our awards for fellows, and I would like to invite one of our graduating residents, Dr. Nikhil Rajapuram, up to present the next award.
Hey everyone, I'm Nikhil, and I am grateful for the opportunity to present the award for Inpatient Fellow of the Year. This fellow exemplifies who this award is meant for. An effective teacher who prioritizes our education and makes our lives as residents better each and every day. I first met them 4 years ago over the phone when I called him for advice on whether this program was right for me, and from that moment on, I have been lucky to call them a mentor. Over this past year, we have seen them burst into our workrooms excited to offer a quick chalk talk on single ventricle physiology, or or walk us through a fresh echo he's done at 2 in the morning. All while working through a demanding schedule and drinking from the fire hose that is the first year of cardiology fellowship. This fellow is most known for their boundless joy for teaching, their commitment to mentorship, but really most of all, their $1 million smile. On behalf of the graduating class, it brings me great joy to bestow this award to Justin Kachansky.
I would also like to say hi to Santi's parents.
Sorry, short. Hi, everyone. I have the honor of presenting the award for Outpatient Fellow of the Year, which is given every year to a fellow who is an effective teacher, works collaboratively, and improves resident well-being. Our class has had the benefit of having this individual, both as a co-resident and now as a fellow. And throughout this whole time, she has been a poised source of knowledge and has served as a model of an exemplary physician. She is always compassionate and encouraging, and while caring for some of the most complex patients in the hospital and our clinics, she is efficient and makes the job simply look easy. She has supported and encouraged me truly through some of my hardest moments as a resident, and in all of these ways, she has served as a role model I would like to emulate in my own career. She is a remarkable physician, researcher, and friend. This year's Outpatient Fellow of the Year is awarded to Dr. Amrita Yelamili.
Neglected to introduce Dr. Nicole Dominique Brandley, who introduced that award. Thank you, Nicole. Next, we are going to transition to one of our resident awards, and I'd like to invite Dr. Tiffany Lee to present our Caroline Graham Gratitude and Service Award.
Hello, everyone. Tonight I have the honor of presenting the Caroline Graham Award. This award is given to a resident who goes above and beyond to provide humanistic care and service to children, traits and values embodied by Dr. Graham, a former LPCH resident who unfortunately passed away during her residency. I think it is no surprise to anyone in our residency that this individual is receiving this award tonight. She is truly the kindest, most compassionate person that I know, and has a way of creating a safe space for everyone that she meets. So much so that even when we were just interns, one of her patients trusted her to be at his bedside as he took his final breaths. I never knew what it meant to truly put your full heart into something until I watched this resident care for her patients. That same love and selflessness I can feel in every interaction with her. Sorry, I lost my spot. And I'm sure others can attest to the same. It is no wonder her patients and her families always reach out to her whenever they are back at the hospital. She is a true inspiration, a shining example of what it means to care deeply and love selflessly. It is with great privilege that I present this year's Caroline Graham Award to my colleague and one of my best friends, Dr. Maite Van Hentenrich.
Speaking of Maite, I am thrilled to introduce Maite Van Hentenrich, who is going to present our Rotation of the Year Award. Maite.
I have the great honor of presenting the Rotation of the Year Award this year. This is a rotation that's known to be quite challenging. So I think it's ever so special that this rotation has once again won the award for Rotation of the Year. While one of the most challenging because of the things that we learn clinically, the experiences that we have with families during some of the most challenging moments of their lives. This is truly a testament to how wonderful all of our attendings and fellows are at teaching and getting us through those moments and learning to see the beauty and the meaning in all of them. So I'm very, very excited to present the award this year for Rotation of the Year to PICU.
Just while I'm super excited about this award, I'm even more excited that Maite is going to be one of our fellows next year.
Next, I would like to invite one of our chief residents up, Dr. Aydin Zahedovish, to present our Resident as Teacher Award.
The next award is called the Super Rat Award, also known as our Residents as Teachers Award, presented on behalf of Dr. Elizabeth Stewart, who is our Pediatrics Clerkship Rotation Director. This is an award for excellence in teaching. The award is based on a review of teaching evaluations from both residents and medical students. This year's Super Rat Award goes to Dr. Maite Van Hentenrich. We still have some nice things to say about Maite. Her name is in these quotes, so we had to announce it ahead of time. Some quotes that our learners have had to say about Maite. She's extremely helpful in realizing when I need assistance and stepping up to help without having me to ask. Understood as an intern how I was feeling and voiced her own experience, which helped me feel less alone. Maite is a ray of sunshine during what can be both busy and exhausting sign-outs. She gives wonderful details about patients, care, and social situations. She was very approachable and made sure to check in and see if I had any concerns or if I needed help with anything. I felt very comfortable asking her for help anytime I felt lost. And lastly, she did such a great job of setting expectations, providing learning materials, and supporting her team through triumphs and difficult situations. She also took extra time for supporting medical student education and gave timely feedback. I especially admire that she explicitly checked in with the team's feelings and morale. She is a wonderful and much appreciated role model. It's something that I think all of us in this room can agree to. Congratulations, Maite.
Next, I'd like to invite our Scarly concentration leaders, Dr. Clea Sornquist and Rosika Bell, up to present our Scarly concentration honor roll.
Great, so we're going to announce all of our honor roll folks, and then at the end we're going to have them stand up and we'll do applause, but please don't applaud for each one individually because there are a number. This honor roll represents folks who have really gone above and beyond in their scholarly work while they were very busy clinically residents as well. So we're thrilled to share all of their projects and names with you. So Hannah Knatilla, multi-omic analysis of the genomic basis of a child-onset asthma. Matthew McDonald, identification of developmentally naive pediatric enriched regulatory T-cell states. Maricela Aguilar, Mentoring You, Supporting and Uplifting Us, novel DEI program for residents and fellows, benefits underrepresented in medicine faculty as 2. Chris Chow Palmer, What Deters Medical Students from Pursuing a Career in Pediatrics. Lakshmi Maladi, Unleashing Potential, Understanding Pediatric Residents' Confidence in Leading Family Care Conferences. And hold on, we have a few more.
Switch. All right. Nikhil Rajapuram, Understanding Actionable Areas of Distress, a national study of pediatric cardiology fellow burnout. A name that you may have heard in the last few minutes, Maite Van Tentenrik, Understanding Perspectives of Pediatric Fellow Physicians on Emotional Debriefs Following Patient Deaths. Priscilla Mendoza, Evaluating Pediatric Intern Confidence in Completing Inpatient Hospital Admissions. Desiree Gutman, Heart rate variability metrics correlate with short-term outcomes in infants with hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy undergoing therapeutic hypothermia. Whew. And Lauren Rifkin, The Current State of School-Based Sexual Education in California, Perspectives of Parents and Educators. Can we have y'all stand if your name was just...
Now, before we move on to our certificates, I want to take a few moments to recognize our incredible chief residents, and I am going to ask them to stand up. Our chief residents do so much for our program. They do so much to support each and every resident in our program and to do teaching and behind-the-scenes work. I can't even describe all of the things that they are working on over and over again. So let me tell you a little bit about what Klaishi Basi, Faye Mendoza, Aditi Reddy, and Aiden Zahidovish have been working on. You four have been outstanding chief residents. You have led collaboratively and compassionately in supporting our residency program through this last year. You have supported residents through personal and professional needs and have shown incredible leadership and advocacy for others. Among many great improvements, you have worked to clarify our resident caps, working with residency council, rotation directors, associate program directors, and others to clarify and improve our understanding. You have written our expectations for frontline providers and for senior residents to ensure clear roles and responsibilities. You have debated at both a regional and national conference around work hours for pediatric residents and have also facilitated a resident debate around 2 versus 3-year pediatric fellowships within the pediatric subspecialties. You have worked with rotation directors, trainees, and advanced practice providers to improve patient care, clarify policies, and advocate behind the scenes for residents' needs. You have spent countless hours creating schedules, rearranging schedules, recruiting applicants, and working to support residents and our program. You have led residency council meetings, interprofessional collaborative council meetings, and teaching sessions. You have precepted in clinic and on wards and model outstanding evidence-based care. You have listened to residents, supported them, and advocated for them. Your improvements this year are countless. You taught our residents, you taught me, and you've left an indelible mark on our program. Now to Kleshi. You are a thoughtful and dedicated leader, a clinician, and a teacher. You have brought energy, humor, and passion to your work and demonstrated adaptability and a can-do attitude. Whatever the task can be, you are not afraid to tackle it. You set up buddies for our applicants, providing a mechanism to help applicants find like-minded residents to learn from. You partnered with the team, tracked our staffing needs, supported many residents through hard moments, and mentored residents in the LEAD program. UCLA is so lucky to have you, and we are going to miss you greatly while you are down there and hope to recruit you back in a few years. Thank you, Kleshi. Now to Faye. You have brought compassion, positivity, and organization to your role as chief. You have led through residency council, overseeing a diverse group of resident leaders, setting agendas, and guiding discussions. You led us in clarifying our caps, color coding, considering different layouts, and collaborating with rotation directors and associate program directors to make improvements. You have led our fireside chats and brought humanism into your teaching. You presented about post-traumatic growth at the Association of Pediatric Program Directors Conference and have modeled growth through adversity. We are so grateful that you will be staying in our community as a general pediatrician at the Stanford Children's Health Mountain View site and wish you, Vortek, and Mateo all the very best. Now to Aditi. You have brought kindness, positivity, and thoughtfulness to your role as a chief and have been a steadying presence. You helped lead our Journal Club and Noon Conference series, working to develop residents' medical knowledge and critical appraisal of the literature. You served on our Interprofessional Collaborative Council to foster collaboration and teamwork, and served as our Continuity Clinic chief. You led emotional debriefings with residents after traumatic clinical experiences and provided the support residents needed to work through and process tragic events. We are going to miss you very much over the next 2 years, but Mayo Clinics is going to be very lucky to have you as their allergy immunology fellow, and you have 2 years to come back here. Now to Aiden, our innovator and mastermind of organizational leadership, keeping track of an overwhelming number of tasks and projects on your various apps. You have served on the Grand Rounds Committee, overseeing our Rudine Marie DiCarlo lectureship and resident debate. You led our curriculum committee and served as our inaugural Scholarly Concentrations chief. You published work related to smartwatch detection of arrhythmias in children and taught a class on medical innovations. You have many interests, including patient care, teaching, leadership, and innovation, and we are so grateful that you will be staying on as a Stanford Pediatrics Clinical Informatics Fellow, and you will be a preceptor at Gardner for the next 3 years. As you can see, we have exceptional pediatric chief residents, and they hold a very special place in my heart. Now, in addition to our 4 chief residents, I would like to also make sure everyone knows that 3 of our chief alumni are here, and I am going to ask them to stand up. Just so you know, John G. Barber, Caitlin Billingham, and Elisa Phillips are famous because they were the chiefs when this graduating class was first-year residents, and they did so much as well in their role as chiefs. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our class advisors, Dr. Caroline Okori and Kim Huang, who help support our graduating class, to say a few words.
thought we'd be creative, and we took our hand at poetry. So we're gonna dive right in. Okay. Today we gather to celebrate you who arrived at Stanford set on a new course. With hearts full and eyes ablaze with passion, you approached each challenge as a determined force.
In those early days, uncertainty reigned. Each step a question, each decision a test. The halls of the hospital, vast and unknown, with every patient your skills were expressed.
You learned the art of diagnosis and care, battled NextGen and Epic with notes big and small. Amidst long hours, paperwork, and a freaking pandemic, each child you helped, giving them your all.
Through sleepless nights and endless rounds, you found your rhythm, your own steady beat, supporting each other through laughter and tears, forming bonds that time cannot defeat.
You learned how to lead, guiding interns and students, and training parents with patience and grace. You've grown into teachers, mentors, and friends, sharing knowledge in every clinical and community space.
Your journey is marked by milestones and moments, from diaper dermatitis to hairlining codes. Confidence now replaces the initial doubts as you stand ready to travel down new forked roads.
Some of you will step into attending life, into jobs that await your caring touch. Others will continue on the path of training, seeking more knowledge, also growing so much.
A few will lead as chief residents, guiding the new just as you were once led, but all of you are stepping into a new phase where the future is bright, full of dreams widespread.
Remember the bonds you forged here with colleagues, mentors, and staff alike. These relationships will carry you forward, a network of support wherever you hike.
It's time to move to the next step. Continue to heal, comfort, and advocate strong. Use the skills and compassion you've honed. You'll make a difference where you belong.
Mentor the next generation with pride. Share your wisdom and inspire their flight. For in your hands lies the future of care, a legacy of healing shining so bright.
Go forth with confidence, courage, and grace. Continue to learn, to grow, and to teach. This world needs your compassion, so please don't underestimate the impact of your reach.
Today we honor your journey and strength, your dedication, your will, and your heart. Congratulations, dear graduates, on this special day. We promise you, you are, in fact, ready for this next wonderful, exciting part. Congrats.
Now, at this time, it is our great pleasure to present for you the 39 graduates of the class of 2024. These graduates represent residents in the categorical, physician scientist, and pediatrics anesthesiology program who have completed the duration of their training, as well as residents in the combined pediatrics genetics program who have completed the pediatrics portion of their training. We also have child neurology residents who finished their pediatrics training a year ago as well. Now, the class of 2024 wrote some reflections for one another, so their class associate program directors or I will read these. And when your name is read, if you could please come up on this side of the podium and we will present your certificate, take a photo, and then you can return off the other side. I have the pleasure of presenting our first graduate. This is a remarkable resident, doctor, and friend. We were impressed by his organizational skills from the beginning, but he's shown us over the last 3 years his sense of humor, his ability to support everyone around him, and his passion for learning. He's tirelessly pushing to make us better, as demonstrated by his recent poster presentation at PAS that will likely change the way Packard stroke codes are run. I'll always remember the time we delivered C-section twins simultaneously, shoulder to shoulder, doing warm, dry stim until delayed cord clamping. Dr. Ben Afric, you are You are brilliant and kind, and we're lucky to have you. Dr. Ben Afric is continuing as a child neurology resident here at Stanford.
All right, so this resident is one of the most kind and gracious people and is such a privilege to work with. She is also so supportive of co-resident and brightens the room with her smile and laughter. She exudes calm and soothing vibes and can always be counted on for amazing, thoughtful advice. And I always appreciate her equal love and enthusiasm for all things Disney and Marvel as well. Wherever she ends up, she will be sorely missed, and I'm sure equally loved by her new patients. Dr. Maricela Aguilar is going to be your clinic instructor at UCLA Olive View Primary Care Clinic.
Introducing the next resident, who might first appear as a no-nonsense as they come, but those of us who've cracked the code know the warmth and laughter that lie just beneath her tough exterior. She is the friend who delivers truth with love, often with a side of sage advice you didn't realize you needed. She's fiercely opinionated, incredibly loyal, and a proud Disney adult. Her strategic planning for Disneyland trips rivals her clinical acumen. In the hospital, she's a blast to work with, but also a dependable ally, even if sometimes accompanied by her signature grumble. Dr. Sasha Alcon will be a UCSF pediatric hospitalist.
For those who know this resident, you all know she brightens up a room the moment she walks in the door. The only logical way to explain this phenomenon is that she is the physical manifestation of sunshine. Like the star she is, she brings warmth and happiness to her patients, colleagues, and friends. She is a model human being and is already evolving into a phenomenal child neurologist. I am proud to know you and cannot wait to see where your next steps will take you for the remainder of your training and beyond. Dr. Julia Bassel-Hawkins is continuing in Stanford Child Neurology.
So our next resident, no one can mistake this pediatrician infectious laugh even in a crowded room. Although he may seem like an introvert on the outside, he doesn't take long for him to reveal his extrovertedness through witty humor. In addition to being an amazing clinician, he is also a talented percussion player, winner of a Buffalo Wild Wings Spicy Wings Challenge, expert in musicals, and a budding Swiftie. Our residents are so lucky to have him as one of their new chief resident, and furthermore, he is going to make a great future endocrinologist. Dr. Chris Chow Palmer is our next incoming chief resident. All right. So our next resident, what can we say about our favorite redhead in the graduating class of 2024? He He is witty, adventurous, and full of spice. Despite almost cutting half his foot off at an OLA and rarely taking horrible pictures of co-residents when they least expected, you can always count on him at being there for you if you need him. His sincerity and friendship has always been a bright spot during residency. Special shout out to Rachel, who has kept him honest, because if it weren't for you, he probably wouldn't even be here tonight because he would have misremembered the date. Your patients are so lucky to have you, Morgan, as we are. Dr. Morgan Conley will be planning to focus on hospitalist roles within neonatology and pediatric cardiology units.
All right. This next resident gives the best hugs. She's always willing to make time to support her co-residents, and anytime I talk to her, even if it's to get advice, we always end up laughing. She's inspired me to think more about how we can build community at work by something as simple as learning the names of the people we work with throughout the day. I'm so excited to call her for consults next year and keep watching her become an amazing child neurologist. Dr. Sofia Danani is continuing in child neurology residency program. There you are.
She is better known as our beloved J. Doe. From the beginning of our intern year, you were always there when we needed it most to debrief the long days. I love that I could always lean on you to for a touch of home from our favorite college SEC football songs to other shared experiences. You're our consummate, relatable, cool girl, and we are so lucky to have done training with you and Pearl. Always efficient and compassionate, you will make the best ED doctor and one I would be glad to bring my future children to see. Dr. Jessica, my Doe, will be a PAMP UC in Palo Alto, urgent care in Palo Alto, and as a PAMP hospitalist, and at Santa Clara Valley Medical Center as a hospitalist. She'll be busy.
This next resident is definitely one of the kindest people I know. With her unmatched empathy and unbelievable listening skills, she comforts not only her patients and their anxious parents, but also her friends and colleagues. She says about herself that she is as tall as her patients, but that she was too nice to become a surgeon. But she is definitely much more than her sweet petite exterior. I warn you not to underestimate this powerful woman who works hard for her goals, makes things happen, and cheers up a shift together with smart and spicy sarcasm. We love spending time with her inside and outside the hospital, and will miss both her sunshine, smile, and her dark sense of humor while she leaves us for a fabulous life in Louisiana. We wish you all the best for your future and the children in Louisiana. You will be a fantastic pediatrician, Dr. Nicole Dominique Bramley.
When I think of someone who goes above and beyond as not only a doctor and colleague, but as a friend, I always think of this resident. Whether this is taking the extra minute in a patient's room to learn more about their life, or leaving a 14-hour shift to then walk across hospitals to visit a patient after hours to show her support, she embodies a compassionate and kind physician. As a colleague, she is sure to decorate any drab workroom to make it welcoming with holiday spirit, and has advocated for both the pediatrics and now neurology program to improve wellness goals. As a friend, she makes sure everyone feels celebrated on their birthday, hosts the most fun-themed parties to lift spirits during residency, and checks in on the co-residents after hard shifts or patient cases. This resident goes the extra mile to be a teammate and lift those up around her. She has touched so many lives, and I know she'll be a phenomenal child neurologist. Dr. Natasha Glenn is continuing in the Stanford Child Neurology Residency Program.
So our next resident, one of the standout traits of this resident is unwavering positivity and ability to uplift everyone around her, even in the most challenging times. At the end of a demanding inpatient rotation, she took the time during her busy night shift to decorate the call room and surprise her colleagues with chocolate and personalized message for encouragement. Desiree's exceptional brilliance and dedication to her work earned her a well-deserved match into neonatology at Stanford. As she steps into the NICU, there's no doubt she'll continue to aspire and make a profound impact on the lives of the tiniest patients and their families. We're so proud of her and can't wait to see her great things she will accomplish. Dr. Desiree Gutman will be a neonatology fellow here at Stanford.
Hi to my mom in Germany.
Working with this resident always brings a smile to my face. Not only is she incredibly kind, patient, and compassionate with her patients, but perhaps even more so with her fellow co-residents. Also, she always makes a point to laugh at my jokes, especially the bad ones. My greatest memory of her is sitting in the 400 workroom, listening to her and Matt McDougall debate about asthma management and guidelines. The Godzilla versus Kong version of AI versus AI. Not sure who won because the conversation was way over my head. But Matt McDougall met his match and the blood of an immortal was shed. Dr. Hanna Kniktala will be an allergy immunology fellow here at Stanford.
One of the things we love most about this young allergist is her passion for being the best parent. She was always rushing out of the hospital to pick them up from daycare as early as possible, like a boss mom she is. She also has an amazing sense of humor. She likes to tell it as it is, and we love her for it. While I know she is sad to leave pediatrics, she even spent an extra year. I am so honored to be her co-fellow next year. She is whip smart and just all around the best. Dr. Catherine Convins will be an allergy immunology fellow at Stanford. Here comes Andrew and Caroline.
Those are our residency babies. This next resident is one of the kindest and most thoughtful residents in our residency program. She is a fierce advocate for her patients and handles the most difficult conversations with grace and elegance, and is always ready with a warm smile, hilarious pun, and words of encouragement. We are so lucky to have her in our program. Dr. Natasha Kramer is continuing in Stanford Child Neurology here at Stanford. Now, Natasha was not able to be here tonight because she has a wedding, but we wish her all the very best. This next resident is known for walking the halls with a perpetual grin. This resident always has an infectious laughter that brightened every ward and workroom. He was never short of compliments for his co-residents, from their clinical skills to their hospital outfits or their hairdos. Despite shredding the NAR pre-call or in between shifts, he still always has the energy to be present for his patients and support his co-residents. Without him and his mom, we wouldn't understand traditional Chinese medicine, Chinese cultural beliefs, and Cantonese as much as we do now. With his endless arsenal of jokes for both his patients and co-residents, he reminded us that sometimes the best medicine is a hearty laugh and a warm heart. Dr. Calvin Lau will be a community pediatrician at Astrana Health in San Francisco, and his mother is here to receive his certificate.
This resident is beloved. Oh yeah, let's give Mama Lau another round of applause. This resident is beloved all around by her colleagues. She has the best can-do attitude and never hesitates to go above and beyond for her co-resident. As interns, we were in the same workroom for 2 weeks, and her beaming smile and witty humor kept everyone going. She never hesitated to help a co-resident write notes, just so that they could all leave on time together. She does not stand for injustice, and her patients and team members are always incredibly lucky to have her. She is ambitious. She aims big. We can't wait to see the remarkable things she will accomplish in her career and beyond. Dr. Tiffany Lee is going to be a PAMF urgent care provider and LPCH PEC hospitalist.
So this resident is well known for her animated attitude, cheerful candor, and her sunny smile. With lychee candy always readily available in her bag, you can always count on her to sweeten your day. We are all so lucky to have such a positive role model in her as a friend, as she effortlessly juggles countless roles, such as being a compassionate, exceptional pediatrician, queen of getting things done, and the most wonderful mother to Luna. Wherever she goes, her patients will be lucky to have her. Dr. Yvonne Lee plans to focus on Gen Peds with a mix of nursery time to continue working with babies and new parents.
Luna's another one of our residency babies. This next resident is a gifted scientist and compassionate physician. His intellectual curiosity is unmatched. He has elevated his colleagues and it inspired us to think critically about each and every patient. Running between the lab and the hospital is an unenviable task, and he has done it with grace. We have pursued the same foolish and never-ending paths, and I can't wait to see what wonderful things come of your work. Hope they consult you more than me next year, Dr. Matt McDougall, future Allergy Immunology Fellow here at Stanford. So if one could look at this person's most visited website, it would hands down, without a doubt, be Amion. He knows everyone's schedule, including his own. He is a master of efficiency and the right co-residents to call for any statistics or IRB question, and can even convince you to babysit you while you complete a hard task. Thanks, friend. Good. Guess he'll stumble on home to his cat alone. Unless you want to come along. Just kidding, he likes to be alone. Sorry guys, I butchered that. I'm not a Swiftie, so I have no idea what I was saying. So Dr. Mai will be working with pediatric urgent care, and unfortunately he can't be here tonight, but thank you, Dr. Daniel Mai.
All right. This will be in the form of a mini crossword, as this person loves the daily New York Times puzzle. Okay, number one, I guess if I'm doing this correctly, across. Who is so talented that she is not only an exceptional doctor, but plays in and conducts the Stanford Medicine Orchestra? 2 down. This person brings warmth, openness, and laughter into every workroom. 3 across. She is so prepared that when the power goes out at Gardner, classic, she already has a disaster plan in place ready to implement. 4 down, always game for a board game. 5 across. Sophia and I are honored and excited to continue to work alongside her for the next 3 years. Love you, Emily. Dr. Emily Malamud is continuing in the Stanford Child Neurology Residency Program.
This resident is the best person to go to conferences with because she packs an endless supply of snacks that she's always willing to share. Aside from keeping her friends fed, she's passionate about humanism and medicine and how we each bring unique parts of ourselves to work, especially when we have to have difficult conversations with patients and families. She goes out of her way to make her friends feel loved, from arranging cookies deliveries at work to celebrate birthdays, to always being there to listen and offer advice. We are so lucky that she's staying as a chief resident, and I can't wait to spend the next year working with and learning from Dr. Lakshmi Maladi, is an incoming chief resident.
Whether it be singing karaoke, dancing, or doctoring, this resident has an excitement and zest for life like no other. She brings this attitude to work every day and is always greeting us with a smile and bringing joy to her patients. She is a go-getter of new opportunities and experiences, taking on adventures without fear. We admire her confidence every step of the way. She will undoubtedly achieve whatever she puts her mind to. Thank you for sharing your joy with us. Dr. Priscilla Mendoza will be working. Dr. Priscilla Mendoza will be working as a pediatric hospitalist through the Stanford Pediatric Hospital Medicine Group at John Muir in Walnut Creek, as well as a moonlighter at the Stanford NICU and Santa Clara Valley Medical Center.
Great. So in the land of giggles, she reigns supreme. Knowledge deep as a childhood dream, detail-oriented, thorough in the core, compassionate guides her heart's true shore. Advocacy courses through her veins, preventing woes, her noble gains. Resident and mom in harmony spun, juggling all tasks deftly done. Her patients, oh how lucky they'll be, with her by their side, they'll flourish, you see. Here's to her, the master of pediatric grace, spreading joy across every little face. Dr. Hannah Michalko will be a primary care pediatrician with Westside Pediatric Group, a private practice in Rochester, New York.
Oh my gosh, all the babies, so cute. All right, this resident will likely be remembered for pulling probably the stealthiest fellowship match our residency has seen, and she'll continue on to the Clinical Informatics Fellowship here at Stanford. Outside of the hospital, you'll find her at live music concerts and looking for vegan ice cream. FYI, she's not vegan, she's just lactose intolerant. One of the things we love most about this young pediatrician is her dedication to diversity, equity, and inclusion. While having her hand in 10 different projects she will execute flawlessly, And our Stanford, she's also single-handedly ensured that we had Stanford merch. Thank you for the laughter and the memories. We wish you the best of luck in fellowship. Dr. Bethel Mieso will be a clinical informatics fellow at Stanford.
I just realized you're probably wondering why I am only randomly inserting myself. It's because I advise child neurology second years who will be ending in peds genetics. All right. So going along those lines, this resident is known for maybe being a little mysterious to others. He's known for loving VUSs, or genetic variants of unknown significance. When he's not in the hospital, he enjoys playing video games or coaching the Stanford fencing team. He's actually an assistant coach. He also has a deep love for Indian food and knows the menu of the 300p cafeteria by heart, including Zareen's. He's a great co-resident and friend. Dr. Matthew New is continuing in the Stanford Combined Peds Medical Genetics residency program.
So our next resident is the definition of a cool cucumber. Over the past 3 years, I've seen her navigate situations that would drive others bonkers, but with the utmost poise and patience. But what I love about her is that she is always down for a good laugh. I'm super proud of her work advocating for minority patients and for being a Research Day poster finalist for her work with CGMs. Diana, you rock, and I'm excited to see you lead as chief at UNLV next year. Dr. Diana Penna will be a chief resident in the UNLV residency program.
He is a kindred spirit who also understands that a night shift means an extra day to spend in lab. No matter what color team he's covering, he's always there to lend a helping hand. And while we'll miss our sign-out co-misery, I know that if I ever want to see a smiling face, I just need to empirically order Vanc and Marrow. Because there may be an infection, just in case. Dr. Mark Arregui will be a pediatric infectious disease fellow at Stanford.
So our next resident, his fierce commitment to improving the work conditions of medical trainees, including medical students and co-resident, is truly admirable. I was lucky enough to be paired with him for what felt like the most of intern year, and over again he went above and beyond to support my well-being, like typing my notes while I dictated to help me get home after a long day. He's an excellent advocate for patients, specifically ethnically diverse, Spanish-speaking, and low-income patients and families. His humor, empathy, and personability make him an excellent human and pediatrician. We are so grateful to have him share his journey with us and are so excited to see where he goes next year. Dr. Nikhil Rajapuram will be an attendee at Gardner, Santa Clara Valley, and PAMP Urgent Care.
This resident is spunk embodied. Her laugh is contagious, and she has a way of making those around her happier. She is a kind, compassionate, and caring physician who has done incredible work exploring the experiences of adolescents with opioid use disorder. Outside of work, she is a dancing queen and a karaoke star who performs an incredible rendition of Goodbye Earl by the Chicks. Dr. Kat Rainey will be a primary care pediatrician.
This resident embodies not just excellence in medicine, but warmth and camaraderie that brought our class closer together. Her brilliance shone brightly in every patient encounter, every consult, and every morning report. Passing her in the hallway always brightened my day. Outside the hospital, we bore witness to the blossoming of her relationship with everyone's favorite neurologist, and we can't wait to celebrate them at their wedding later this year. As you step into the realm of hospital medicine, may your resilience be your guiding light, your empathy be your strength, and your knowledge be your cornerstone. Dr. Lauren Rivkin will be a pediatric hospital medicine fellow at Kaiser Oakland.
Right. When I matched to one of the few programs with 2 pediatric genetic slots, I knew my counterpart would play a critical role in my life. After 3 years by your side, I now know that I couldn't have matched alongside a better colleague, partner, and friend. I'm in genuine awe of your dedication to caring for the tiniest patients, supporting your co-residents, and leading a research program with grant funding that could rival a small country's GDP. Your achievements have set a high bar for all of us, and I'm excited to see the incredible impact you'll continue to make in genetics and probably neonatology. Here's to many more years of success and friendship. Dr. Jorge Rodriguez-Gil is continuing in the Stanford Combined Pediatrics Medical Genetics Residency.
So our next resident is one of a kind. She's an incredibly brilliant and amazing doctor and an equally embracing brand new mama. She balances her smarts with a dry and witty sense of humor that makes those around her have a constant smile on their faces. She's not afraid to say it like it is unfailingly honest. She's going to be a fantastic pediatric endocrinologist. Stanford is so lucky to have her sticking around for the next few years. Dr. Kylie Seeley will be a pediatric endocrinologist fellow at Stanford.
We love our residency babies. This dedicated doctor seeks to understand where opportunities for growth exist as she works tirelessly to bring about seasons of positive change, just as spring brings the bloom of the vibrant flowers she enjoys. She will brighten your day like her favorite color, a rosy reflection of the compassion, warmth, and sincerity that she embodies. Her calm, determined nature is deeply valued in stressful situations, during which she always remains aware of how to support others. Whether through moments of wise reflection or infectious laughs, she leaves handprints on your soul and makes you want to hold on to the memories as they hold on to you. As one of her favorite singers would say, as she picks up her favorite pen to write her next chapter in the clearest of handwriting, this thoughtful doctor will continue to create a world of possibilities for herself and all who are fortunate to know her. Dr. Angelina Seffens will be an incoming chief resident.
This resident has an amazingly kind, thoughtful, and compassionate demeanor. But don't be lulled into complacency. She's no pushover. When it comes to standing up for what she believes in, she is fierce and dependable. Add on the fact that she's an incredible and devoted mother to 2 painfully adorable children, and you end up with a truly impressive and admirable role model. Her future patients and colleagues are extremely lucky to have her on their side. Dr. Juliana Stone will be working at the Golden Gate Pediatrics in San Francisco and Mill Valley.
So our next resident, she may not have the loudest voice in the room, but when she starts talking, I know I better start listening because whatever comes out next is 100% guaranteed to be the most thoughtful, interesting, and generally more helpful than whatever I was thinking about to say. Combined with this profound kindness and consideration, you end up with somebody you absolutely need on your team. Just when you thought Crystal couldn't be any more awesome, don't sleep on the fact that she is low-key hilarious in a sneaky way you don't always see coming. And then suddenly you get hit in the face with a pointed zinger. I feel incredibly privileged to work with her and to keep doing so next year. Dr. Crystal Suarez is our next incoming chief resident.
This next resident is a one-of-a-kind pediatrician, anesthesiologist, researcher, dog mom, and skier extraordinaire. The past 5 years have shown that she's excelled at climbing many mountains, both the real ones and the residency ones. And while she is accomplished in her scientific endeavors and clinical prowess, we must not forget to mention her sharp, witty, dry humor that helps everyone get through the toughest of days. Fortunately for us, she will be staying on at Stanford as a pediatric anesthesiology fellow so that she can channel her many skills to take care of tiny humans. We and all the babies are so lucky to have you, Dr. Laura Tetri.
So when thinking of this resident, the first word that comes to mind is community. From the start of intern year, he has brought our class together, from inviting everyone to whatever adventures around the Bay, to organizing class events, and being the first to show up to support any one of us. He has reliably been there for everyone in our program every day the last 3 years. He is also a fierce advocate for his patients and a thoughtful physician, and I am sure he will continue to bring his approachability, warmth, and humor to all his future patients and colleagues. We will miss seeing him every day, but I have no doubt he will always remain a phone call away for all of us. Dr. Tito Thomas will be pediatric hospitalist at both John Muir Hospital and Stanford PHM.
He is tall but gentle. He is someone who we know from the stories he has told about his pre-medical career bouncer days could take down any bully, but uses his strength to give bear hugs to go along with his heart of gold instead. He is the type of person who really truly cares about how you're doing when he asks, "How are you?" The type of friend who always has made time for his people to celebrate life's joys and be there during tougher times. And if you're one of his people, he'll never let you down. He's also a fearless patient advocate, master clinical reasoner, and compassionate provider. His patients are always so grateful to be his patients. Stanford couldn't graduate you in only 3 years because, one, You chose a 5-year program. And 2, they wanted to keep someone so amazing as you around for as long as possible. Here's to you, Jackson. Dr. Jackson Toth. Dr. Jackson Toth is continuing in the Stanford Child Neurology Residency Program.
And last and certainly not least, from the moment you meet her, you are floored by her warmth, compassion, and charisma. You quickly come to learn that these gifts are also matched by her intelligence, ambition, and talent as a physician. We have had the honor to learn from her throughout our time together in residency, as she has taught us how to be better friends to each other and better physicians to our patients simply by watching the way she treats others. She gives the best bear hugs, sends you text messages just to check in with her signature use of the yellow heart emoji, which fits her perfectly since she has a heart of gold, and her effortless deliveries of corniest jokes. It has been so inspiring to train alongside her, and we know she will continue to make the lives of everyone she encounters better just by being herself. Dr. Maite Ben Hendrick will be a critical care fellow at Stanford.
Let's give one more big round of applause for our graduating class of 2024. And now, please shift your attention to the video that was created by our very own Dr. Mustafa Shakir and Michelle Brooks.
Natasha has worked tirelessly and effortlessly to try to negotiate a better contract for all the residents and the fellows at Stanford, especially in the past year, as we finally reached a new contract for the house staff. Thank you so much, Natasha, for all the advocacy that you do for all of us, and you are leaving huge shoes to fill, and I hope whoever takes over your work in terms of union work next will be half as good as you are. We're going to miss you. Thank you again for all that you've done for our entire residency program at Stanford, and we hope you'll come by and say hi every once in a while. The next person I'd like to thank is Dr. Ben Affrick. I consulted with Ben numerous times when I was in the ICU, and he answered all my questions in a very calm and friendly way, and was really nice in explaining a lot of complex neuro topics to me. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ben, for all that you do for the kids and for us in the program when we ask you all those pesky neuro questions, and we'll for sure miss you around here. Thank you so much.
Hi, Maricela. This shout out is for you. Thank you so much for being such an incredible senior resident. There were some really tough nights when we worked together when I was on RGS Night Float, and you were always willing to lend a hand no matter how small the task, and even do a few admissions for us on nights where our admission numbers reached the teens. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I also want to thank you so much for being there on one of my toughest days of intern year. You recognized that I was overwhelmed despite not even being my senior, took the time to give me a hug and help me navigate the afternoon so that I could take some time for myself. I will never forget that, and I appreciate so much your kind heart. So thank you so much for being there for me throughout this intern year. You really had a large
Congratulations, Sasha. You made it. You're finally done with residency. I'm super proud of you. It was an absolute pleasure working with you. I would not have survived Silver and Yellow without you. I learned so much from you about how to be a better resident, and it's been so fun having our bi-weekly dinner sessions with Mustafa and Crystal, where we could just vent about the stresses of residency. Please don't ever change, especially your fiery and attitude-y streak. How's the rest of the night going?
Hey Julia, I was so lucky to work with you for not only one, but 2 rotations during my intern year. Anyone who knows you knows that you bring such a light and a joy to every single room that you're in. You brought such an insane energy on a daily basis to the Red team and really helped me power through the end of intern year. On top of that, you are so smart and such a strong advocate for your patients. You are truly an inspiration to me, and I cannot wait to see what you do in pediatric neurology.
Making this video to say congratulations on finishing residency. What an accomplishment, and I'm super happy for you. I'm also super grateful though that you'll be sticking around another year so that the new interns, as well as the rest of my class, can experience your cheesy jokes, your kindness, but also maybe even the opportunity to watch the silo with an attending. I hope the rest of your year is a blast, and looking forward to the next one.
Morgan Conley, I offer you my sincerest congratulations, man. You are a wonderful patient advocate, you're a great friend to our other staff members, and you are the goofiest guy I've ever met. And if they didn't fire you for being goofy, I have a pretty good chance. Proud of you always, bud. Thanks.
Hi, Sophia. Congratulations on graduating. I think when I think about the time we've spent together, I think most about the fact that you have helped me, our coworkers, and the patients and families we take care of feel seen by you. You have borne witness to our labor, our times of suffering, and also our times of joy. And so thank you very much for being an amazing senior this year, and for making my intern year very much better by being in it, and for being my senior for those 2 weeks on Red. Again, congratulations on graduating, and we will eat at Madras Cafe soon. Bye.
Dr. Doe, J. Doe, little did we know that random day that I met you in the PICU that we'd end up working together on blue team and green team and even some night float. And in all of those days with you as my senior resident, I realized you're a team player. You can be what your residents need of you, whether that be a senior resident that can flex their medical knowledge to help with complex patients, or literally the person that I split my Dr. Pepper with when I crave it. You're also just a great listener. And I know now that the gauntlet has been thrown down for me to become J. Dow and follow in the footsteps of J. Doe, I have a lot of work to do to live up to your legacy. So thank you.
Hi, Nicole. I just wanted to say thank you so much. I have been so grateful to have worked with you both here on Blue as well as at Valley. You honestly have just been the best senior, like even when I was still a pretty fresh intern struggling with how do I place these orders to how do I talk to parents, how do I have difficult conversations. You have always just been so helpful, so patient, so kind, helping me navigate through a lot of the things. And I've always felt very comfortable asking you for help and not have to worry about feeling being judged or asking a stupid question. You definitely have just made my intern year so much better and so smooth because of the amount of work that you really put into making sure that we don't feel like we're burdened with tasks, because you're always so willing to help us out with tasks even though it may not be like your responsibility. So I just wanted to say thank you. I'm so sad that you're going to be leaving us, but I'm so excited for you to go back home and for you to be the best pediatrician.
Happy graduation to Dr. Gutman. Thank you so much for your leadership, your kindness. We've had some pretty wild nights on Blue, Yellow, and RGS Night Float, and we couldn't have done it without you as our wonderful night float soup, and then again on Valley weekend nights so recently. We're going to miss you so much, but good thing you won't be too far away, so see you in the NICU.
Happy graduation day, Hannah. I am so excited and happy for you. Since the first time we met, I have been in awe and inspired by you. You are everything I strive to be. A brilliant physician scientist, mother, and teacher. The definition of a triple threat. I can't wait to be your resident next year when you're an amazing fellow. And I promise to take interns under my wing like you did for me on those torrential red, green, silver nights. Thank you for being my rock in all kinds of storms. Wishing you the best day and sending you the biggest congratulations. See you soon.
Catherine, you are the best human. Seriously, I was in absolute awe watching how you speak with patient families. Honestly, I want you to be the doctor of my future children. I have learned so much from just watching how you interact with parents and how you make every conversation with kids one that's comfortable and safe for families. And I just really appreciate your support and everything you taught me during our time together on Green. So thank you for that, and thank you for being just such a sweet and supportive presence. I really appreciate it, and I love you.
Hey Natasha, thanks for being such an awesome senior. I really enjoyed working with you and I learned so much. I especially appreciated all of the really helpful tips that you gave me, and I know that I'll take those on to use next year when I get to be a senior. I also really enjoyed how we turned as many cases as possible into neuro cases. Always fun to nerd out about all things related to the brain, even in the world of Gen Peds. Congratulations on finishing your general pediatric years, and good luck next year in the adult world. I know that you're going to crush it and do an awesome job. I'll see you around, friend. Thanks for everything.
Hey Calvin, congratulations on finishing residency. I am so excited for the incredible job that you have lined up, and more importantly, all the surfing you're going to be able to do once you finish. I think it goes without saying how incredibly grateful we all are for all the time and teaching you've put into not only when I've been here during my intern year, but everybody else throughout all of residency. And it goes without being said that you've given some of the best morning reports we have ever received. And I think more important than that, you have brought just so much joy and laughter and fun, and reminded all of us that there is so much more fun and adventure to be had, even outside the hospital in our own lives. So thank you so much for always supporting us. Thank you so much for being such an incredible teacher, such an incredible physician, and I'm so excited for all the great things you're going to be doing going forward. Congratulations.
Hi Tiffany, I've had the privilege of starting my intern year working with you both on Yellow and in PICU. You served as such a great role model for me when I was a wee baby intern. I remember how you advocated for our patients to receive the best care possible, and you also showed me the ropes of how to be the most efficient intern without compromising patient care. Thank you so much for all your help and for all your patience and understanding and guidance. Congratulations on finishing residency, Dr. Lee.
Congratulations, Yvonne. I know we didn't have a lot of opportunities to work together, but I remember that the day that we worked together at VOP, I really enjoyed having somebody who could share the experience of being both a mom and a resident. And just from that one day together, it was clear to me what an amazing doctor and mother you are. And you bring such a fun and positive energy to the team. So thank you for that, and congratulations again, and good luck on everything after residency.
Hey Matt, congrats on finishing residency. Thanks again for helping me get settled in my first day in the PICU and for being an advocate for us as part of the PSDP. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and I look forward to continuing that for years to come. I'm not sure how I'll do it, but I am determined to consult you on AI next year. See you around.
Hi Daniel. You never let me do any shout out posts, so I have a lot of stored content for this video. I feel so lucky that I had you as a senior for my first month of intern year and several times since then. You are so brilliant, so supportive, so funny, and very quickly became my go-to mentor and person in residency. I've learned so much from you, including the best places to get boba, as well as the best skincare routines for nights at Valley. And generally, I'm so appreciative of how much you pushed me to be my best self, but also supported and cared for me and advocated for me. I'm really going to miss seeing you around next year, but I know that we will always be able to catch up over boba and that I'll be cheering you on wherever you go. Bye.
Emily, you know I love you so much. I have such fond memories with you that have completely shaped my first year of residency. I just remember being in the PICU as my first rotation as an intern and meeting you when you were on nights, and I remember how supportive you were and how funny you were and how pretty and smart you were and all the things, and it instantly put me at ease. And I'm so grateful to have interfaced with you as one of the first residents that I met, because you made my PICU experience way better. I mean, we had way too much fun staying at the PICU till 8:30 p.m. just writing notes because we were laughing so hard and just trying to make light of the situation. And I don't know of anyone else who would come visit me when I was on yellow and you were still on night float just to cheer me up and say hi. So I love you. You make a difference. Thank you so much for being the best human being.
What's up, Lakshmi and Chief? Congratulations, you did it. You finished residency. It's been so cool getting to see how much we've grown since our time on cardiology together. Thank you so much for helping me get through the trials and tribulations in the PICU. That was definitely a rough month. I'm looking forward to our next year together and having you as my chief. Best of luck putting up with us for the next year. Take care.
Hi, Priscilla. I just wanted to say, on behalf of myself and the whole class, thank you so much for all of your support, kindness, and joy this year. I know you were one of the night float soups in the early days, teaching us all how to do admissions and just how to manage the floor, how to literally do things like order Tylenol. And looking back, I cannot imagine the extent of responsibility on your shoulders, but you took it with such grace, and you always had time for laughter, for joy, for talking about going to karaoke. I just felt so welcomed by you into the program. I remember, I think there was just one weekend that I was cross-covering that we overlapped, and you gave me your little guide to an admission, and I continued to refer back to that. So I wanted to say thank you so much, and we're going to miss you a lot next year.
Hi, Anna. So I have not been able to stop raving about you since we worked together at Valley. I just think you're the most incredible physician and were such an amazing role model for me, watching you just carry all of those difficult cases with such poise. And I'm just always in such awe of how capable and smart and kind and funny and witty and beautiful you are all in one. And I just hope I can be half the physician you are one day, and I'm just so excited to see what's next for you. Congrats.
Hi Bethel! Yay! Finishing residency! Congrats! I am so happy to meet you early on in intern year. Thank you so much for supporting me through PICU, especially on the weekend when we had a really sick service with multiple transplant kids. I will always remember your hug after my first cry in the hospital. And I've always enjoyed hanging out with you, getting good food, talking about life stuff. You really inspired me a lot. Love you!
Thanks for all your help this year on peds, and congrats on being done. Thought I'd make this video more fun by showing you my cat Chai Chai. Thanks, Matt.
Hi Diana, congratulations on graduating. I'm making this video to say thank you for being such an awesome senior this year. You made my first week of Green Team survivable with your hugs and support and selection of teas from Starbucks. I know that the program in Nevada is super lucky to have you as a chief next year, and you will be such an awesome source of support for lots of pediatric residents. Congratulations and thank you for everything.
Hey Mark, thanks so much for being so calm, cool, and collected on VOP and on Silver Team. I could always count on you to keep rounds moving, and you always had my back, even on the craziest of weekends. Can't wait to consult you on ID soon enough. Wish you all the best.
Hey Nikhil, wanted to send a shout out to say thank you for your realness and compassion throughout this year. I so appreciated your honesty regarding all of the immense challenges of residency, but that you paired it with being genuinely kind towards patients and residents and really all your colleagues. You helped me and probably countless other interns feel safe and welcome and heard. Best of luck with everything in the future, and I'll miss seeing you around.
Hi Kat, congratulations on finishing residency. I was so lucky to have a chance to work with you this year. You are such a compassionate and knowledgeable pediatrician. I know that all the children and families that you care for are going to feel incredibly lucky to have you as their doctor. Congratulations again, well deserved.
Hey Lauren, from one UIC grad to another, congratulations on finishing residency. It was so great to have you as a senior in the fall on Green Team. We had so many challenging patient cases and some that were just like absolutely absurd. It was great to watch the way that you interacted with patients and their families, and I could tell that your help meant so much to them, and that was something that I really wanted to model for the rest of my intern year. So thank you so much for being such an awesome person and doctor, and you're going to be an amazing hospitalist.
Dr. Rodriguez-Gill, Jorge, thank you for being the blue senior that every intern needs. You taught us to work smarter, not harder. You taught us to advocate for our patients no matter what consult or order it took. And when you needed to, you advocated for us, your residents. In addition, huge shout out to your flawless sense of humor and the fact that you were willing to bring me a croissant or a banana every single day to the workroom in 300 when you weren't even my senior, because you knew that's just what your girl needed to get through the day. Thank you again.
Hi Angelina, congratulations on graduating. I'm making this video to say a special thank you to you for helping me survive some very intense weeks of residency. I was so grateful for your wisdom and support and willingness to buy boba and fancy lunches with me during our time on both PICU and NICU. I'm really excited that you're sticking around for your chief year and hope that we get lots more opportunities to have boba together.
The next person I'd like to thank is Dr. Juliana Stone. I first met Juliana when we were on NICU, when she was covering my for Jeopardy on my first NICU weekend, and I was sort of freaking out because I had 7 ICU patients and it was the first few months of intern year. But when Juliana came on, she just exuded so much calmness that just permeated through the entire team, and I felt so much at ease, and this kind of recurred when she was my senior at Valley as well. She just ran a really calm team, and she was super helpful when needed. Thank you so much, Juliana. We're going to miss you, and please come back to
Kylie, I loved working with you for a couple reasons. One of them is you always really encouraged me to think for myself and to be critical and kind of pause when things didn't add up, which I think was a really, really appreciated quality in a senior. And one of the things I'll really take away from working with you is that residency can be fun and it can be light, and we can, even when kids are sick, we can find times to be silly and goofy with kids, and it makes it more fun for us, more fun for the whole team, and kind of a lighter experience for the families. And that's kind of a rare gift, and so I hope to emulate you going forward.
Hi Crystal,
Congratulations! I am so happy for you. I can't believe that you are already graduating, but you are also so ready to be attending. I was lucky enough to get to work with you twice this year, once at the beginning as my Blue senior, and then once right at the end as night float supervisor, and both times were such a joy. One of the things that I admire most about you is just that you are so attentive, not just to patients, but also to the other people on your team. You were always checking in on us, always making sure we had a reason to smile, that we had eaten, that nobody was too stressed. You are just, to your core, a really caring person. And I'm so sad that we're going to lose you as senior, but I'm really glad that we get to hold on to you as chief. We love you.
I'd like to thank my current combined PZNC chief, Dr. Laura Tetri. Me and Laura worked on the Yellow service together when she was my supervising resident, and the skills and the knowledge that she had on everything, whether it's complex topics like airway and respiratory management to outpatient peds follow-up, was really impressive. Laura helped me out a lot, get more efficient and faster with my notes, and gave me some advice that I will never forget. And yeah, I'm going to miss having you as chief, but I'm excited to keep seeing you around the OR as you do your fellowship here. Thank you so much, Laura.
Okay, hi, I'm Prachi.
I'm Amali.
And these are our kittens. And we are here to say bye, Tito Jr. We are here to say thank you to Tito, who was one of our first seniors way back at the start of intern year when we were on Blue together.
Yes, and we are so grateful that despite the fact that you could sometimes not tell us apart, you were so helpful and supportive to us.
We were just talking about how one of our first days on service together, we were still there writing notes at 8 p.m. and we decided to send you a labeled photo of us to help you tell us apart. And you FaceTimed us almost right away and told us to go home. And after that day, every day you were so helpful in helping us learn how to be efficient and also helping us to get home on time and to have a right balance between work and life. And
as a senior, I think you did such a good job of advocating for us and supporting us. However, you absolutely could. So we are so grateful for that.
So thank you, Tito. We're going to miss you, and we're so grateful that you were a senior on Blue.
So for my last rotation of intern year, I had 3 weeks of Gen Peds on the Blue team, which would have been more of a bummer had I not had the best person as my senior, and that was Jackson. I don't think I've ever met a kinder or gentler person than Jackson, so I was shocked to learn that he used to be a bouncer, and I hope I'm not divulging any big secret there, but I cannot imagine this guy raising his voice or getting mad, let alone tackling someone who just wants to have a few drinks and get their dance on to the ground. To watch Jackson get down on one knee, and so he's eye level to a 5-year-old and perform a neuro exam is really like watching a superhero perform an amazing feat. I mean, he just connects so well with the children, and they love him. So I could not have been luckier to have as our team leader Jackson, and I really credit surviving the last weeks of intern year to him being my senior. Thank you so much, Jackson, and congratulations.
Maite, thank you for everything that you have done to support our class this year. From the very beginning, you have been so welcoming and supportive. You have the amazing skill of lifting up everyone around you. I remember getting to work together, cross-covering Valley nights sometime this fall, and I felt so supportive while trying to learn to manage all of the things that happen while working at night, including transferring patients to the PICU and managing high acuity situations. Despite how busy things got, you still found the time to teach me new things, to check in about how I was doing and feeling, and to make sure the whole team was well fed. Your Spotify playlists have also gotten me through plenty of night float shifts at Packard. Thank you for showing us how to foreground the humanity in medicine, in our clinical work, and in our personal lives. We are so lucky that we'll still get the chance to work with you as a PICU fellow in the next few years.
thank you again to Mustafa and Michelle for putting our video together, and let's give one more round of congratulations to our graduates. Now, before we dismiss everyone else, we would like to ask all of our graduates to please go out that door for a photo. Can you stand and do that first, and then I'll dismiss everyone else. Right out that way.
And then we'll be dancing.
As our graduates are leaving, we will be transitioning this to a dance floor, so stay tuned.